What's up?
Yo, what's cracking?
What's cracking, man? What do you think? What do you think? You gonna debate me on the prayer stuff, or you got something
Yeah, bro.
else?
Obviously, bro, man. Khabib ain't doing nothing, man. That boy overrated. All right, little Dagestani inbred, using all the guruisms. Nah, but for real though, yeah, low key, I would rate Pereira just a little. Like, not Khabib is a little higher, but I don't really think it's that far apart, honestly.
I agree, bro. I'm not saying it's like totally. Well, you know what? I just think there are so many people in between them, bro. I could name
Who's
you.
in
I could
between
name
them?
you 10 people. Ten
Who's
people
in
I'll
between
name. Usman. I think Usman's got a better legacy.
then Pereira?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say so.
I think Stipe's got a better legacy.
Yeah,
I think DC's got a better legacy.
that makes sense.
I think Anderson Silva's got a better legacy.
Definitely, obviously,
I
yeah,
have
for
Habib
sure.
higher than Silva, bro.
Okay, all right. Now we doing too much, dog. All
No,
right.
man, I don't think I
No,
am. I think
no.
Anderson Silva's
This is
16
the thing, bro.
wins. You guys
I
talk
feel
about
like
Habib's. You guys talk about Habib beating a bunch of cans. Anderson Silva, if you were to compare his UFC wins, like a lot of Anderson Silva's wins are just on par with Habib's like first couple of UFC wins, and we're talking title fights for
but this
Anderson
is the
Silva.
difference though, bro. This is the difference, bro. Like Anderson Silva was in an era where he was so advanced. Like he had
He was so advanced. He was facing people that just weren't anywhere near him.
but that's not his fault though, bro. Like
It's not his fault. It's not
he
his
had
fault. But
like
at the end
the
of the day,
elevated he had like
at
a
the end,
a
yeah,
new gen graphics card. Like he was fighting like,
yeah, he was
he
fighting
was
cans, bro. Anderson
it's not
Silva,
cans.
aside
They
from
were
a couple of guys, bro, he was fighting
but
some
all right,
cans.
this is the thing, all right. Habib, I feel like his whole like aura, his whole box office value, I feel like a lot of that goes away if you just take the Connor fight away. Connor is
I
his best
mean,
win. You take Connor
yeah.
away, we would not be talking about Habib like this. That's just the truth.
Well, that's like saying if you take Izzy away, we're not talking about Pereira like this.
No, that makes sense. I'm not against that. But the point is that it's just
So
like
it's like, what's
no,
the point
that's
of
what I'm
even
saying. They're
bringing
not
that
that
up?
far apart. Like Anderson Silva, I feel like is a whole nother conversation because like who was Silva? Like Silva could still be Silva without having that dance partner.
Yes, I understand Silva has some good wins. Like, you know what I mean? He took out Dan Henderson. He took out Vitor Belfort. But, are we really going to sit here
In
and rate Forrest
impressive
Griffin
fashion, bro. In
yeah,
impressive
but
fashion.
yeah,
Kebab is
but
over
but
here
Habib
going
beat
life
Gagey
or
in
death.
impressive fashion. I think that
Kebab
beating
is
someone
over
like
here.
Poirier, Gagey, Connor, Edson Barboza, and
But Charles
RDA
did it
are
too, dog. Like Charles did it too. Like the thing is, okay, it's cool how he beat Gaethje in an impressive way, but Charles did it in the first round.
yeah, no, I think that's a great win for Charles. I think it's a great win for Charles. The issue with Charles is he has 7 losses when he was a younger guy. So how am I supposed to compare him to
But who
Habib?
was Charles fighting though, man? Khabib was
Yeah, he
fighting
was fighting some he
them
was fighting some
cans in
killers. He was
Dagestan,
fighting some
dog.
killers. But the truth is those losses are there. They're not
No,
there
the
for
losses are
Habib.
there. So this is the thing, right? All I'm saying is that the like if someone told me, yo, I think Alex Pereira has a better legacy in MMA than Habib, I would disagree. But I'm not
Yep.
looking at him crazy like that because I feel like Habib is kind of hyped up by a lot of like I feel like the Connor fight just took him to a whole nother stratosphere in terms of like even his merit, like the way we go, like, all right, he's easily like GOAT tier. It's so much of it is built off of Connor's back in the same
I
way that we would
agree.
say,
No, I,
like,
I agree. But the truth is, even after beating Connor, he continued to prove that he could beat the top guys. Yes, he left early. Yes, he's going to be able to be passed up by Alex Pereira if Pereira gets a couple more wins.
yeah,
But the point that I make is that if you're 6-1 and you've been flatline KO'd by your best win, right? He got flatlined by his
that
best
was a
win. They're
fluke.
one and
That was a
one.
fluke. That was a
You could
fluke.
call it a fluke all you want, man. Habib doesn't have any flukes.
Man, I mean the whole undefeated thing, like that's all right. This is what I'm saying. I hear what you're saying, right? You're not necessarily wrong, but like I don't even think we're necessarily disagreeing. But it's just that Pereira could surpass Habib. He definitely could, but for
He
Habib,
could,
I
yeah.
think like Izzy is Pereira's Connor in a way, in the sense that people will be like, yeah, man, Pereira's whole career is built off of Izzy. Like if you take the Izzy stuff away, like Pereira doesn't even have much of a credence to anything he's doing. I low key I feel the same way about Habib. Like not to that extent, but like that whole Connor saga and it being the biggest fight in MMA history, I feel like it adds so much hype to
Yeah,
Habib.
it does, but it still doesn't change the fact that Connor's a great win, and Connor at the time
Yeah,
only
that's
had
his
one
best
loss in the
win.
UFC.
That's his best win. So what I'm saying is like kind of like a guy like Silva. I would put above Khabib for sure because
Silva
it
has
can.
has six. Silva has 17 wins in the UFC. Khabib has 13. The only difference is Silva was beating people that weren't that good.
I mean, look at that. Who did Khabib win the title from? And he did it in decision, bro. Like he
Yeah.
going to decision
No,
with
that's
Alex
that's not a
Clinton.
good look. That's not a good look. But the
Exactly.
point is he had to beat RDA, Edson Barboza, and he also had to beat Michael Johnson to get to that title.
I mean, yeah,
So
that's
so
cool,
so I
but like,
agree. Anderson Silva has a higher quantity of wins, but the quality, it's like his best wins are just they're not on Habib's level for best wins, and he's got a whole lot of nothing as far as I'm concerned as well.
who has a whole lot of nothing?
Anderson, man, Anderson beat like Forrest Griffin. I'm supposed to pull my hair out over Forrest
I
Griffin.
mean, but the thing is, you have to look at it, bro. Like when Habib was fighting, right? There was
Yeah,
just, I feel like what kind of, like I think we both agree that Habib is a little bit overrated in the GOAT combo, right?
I think that he's underrated in the GOAT combo
Yeah,
these
yeah, yeah.
days.
You're just saying the
No,
contrary
I'm
stuff.
not. I'm not because I don't because I
No,
don't rate Habib because everyone talks about Habib. Where would you personally have him?
me.
Yeah,
All right. I would definitely have John above. Obviously, I would have GSP. I would have Anderson Silva above him. I would have DC above him. I would have
DC,
Stipe
dude.
above
I
him.
understand DC. I get it. I get it. I totally understand it. But DC also had himself a couple of L's here and there, man.
I mean, but who's he losing to? Jones and Stipe? Like that's not. Those aren't bad losses,
Yeah,
bro.
I get it. I get it. But he still is losing.
He challenged himself for real. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did challenge
Habib
himself.
doing stylistic like layups, bro. Even Charles taking more risks
Right.
in
Okay.
that.
I
Like,
understand you say who's he losing to, but who's DC beating? Like, I get it. He beat good fighters, but
yeah.
this is the point that I'm trying to make. Like,
Yeah,
people will just
everyone
throw out
other
things
than
like,
Jones and Stipe. He beat everyone
but
other
people will
than.
just no. I know. But people will just throw out something like, who's DC losing to? And I get it. He's only losing to the best. Who's
Yeah,
he beating? Is he beating people that are that much better than the people that Habib is beating? Are you going
but
to sit here and tell me that Alexander Gustafsson is that much better than Dustin Poirier on the all-time list?
I mean, the thing is, I feel
It's
like
just not that wouldn't be the case. And the same thing for Connor. Are you going to sit here and tell me that Volkan Ozdemir is some kind of a special win?
wait, what are we talking? Wait, what are we talking about right now with Connor?
DC beating Volkan Ozdemir, DC beating Derek Lewis. Like these are wins. I'll
Yeah.
count them. But
Mhm.
again, people will just say things like, oh, Daniel Cormier is way higher than Habib. It's like based on what? Based on
Based
what
on-
wins?
well,
Habib
based on
is
the fact
actually a guy
that
that has good wins. Daniel Cormier has good wins, but he
okay.
also has losses, and I don't think his wins outweigh Habib's good wins.
And also, I'll say this, bro. Like when he fought Jones, like he had a lot of success. Like, sure, I understand he lost, he got knocked out and stuff like that, but he had a lot of success in these
Rumble
fights with
Johnson is a
Jones.
great win. I think that
Yeah,
Rumble
like
is an amazing win.
that's
Yeah,
the
he's
win.
got a
So it's
couple
like
of them. Yeah,
it's just like Habib didn't have a full career, bro. He's overrated because he's the first of his kind.
but
Like,
people say he's overrated. But it depends on how you rate him. I think the people. I think actually, I'm gonna say it again. We have almost 500 people in here.
damn, okay.
You guys can try to debate me on this. I think that Habib is underrated on the GOAT list by most people these days. He's no longer overrated. I
Okay,
think he's
this is what I'm
underrated these
saying. Like,
days.
all right, when we say GOAT list, right? Say a number. How many are we talking? Top 10, top 5? What are we saying?
I'm talking Habib is like top 6.
Top 6. All right. Let's
Yeah.
say the people you have. Like say some of the other people you got in that top 10.
All right, man. Okay, like, dude, I got Ian Gary in there. Feather fucking Cage Warriors champ, dude. I got Ian Gary in there.
Of course, man.
No. My actual top 6. My actual top 6 is I'm gonna say Jones. I'm gonna say
Okay.
GSP. I'm gonna say Mighty Mouse. Okay.
Okay, for sure.
I'm gonna say the Volkanovski has to be in there. Okay.
Okay.
And
I
I
put
might.
him above Habib too. I would, even though he lost to Islam.
Oh, I
would.
definitely put him above him. I definitely put him
I
above
would
him.
too.
And you know what? I may even have to either go with Jose Aldo, right? Or I may have to go with Habib.
I'd go. Yeah.
So it's either Jose
Here's the
Aldo or
thing, bro.
Habib. And then I have
Really?
Silva after that.
Really, what it all comes down to is like you even said somebody like Volk, right? Volk lost. He just got head kick KO. But the difference is, bro, he's a warrior. A lot of these guys are taking risks. What risks is Habib taking? He ain't go to welterweight. He didn't do nothing.
Okay, I understand that he didn't take any risks, but that
Dustin,
doesn't change. But
Dustin,
we can't just
Gage.
we can't just judge. We can't just judge his legacy based on like what hasn't been done. We just have to look at what he did and
If he
compare to other
wasn't,
people.
if he wasn't a Dagestani Muslim wrestler and the first of his kind, I feel like he'd just be okay. He's cool, but like the Charles Oliveira comparisons wouldn't be that crazy. Like Charles, like Dustin and Justin
I don't
Or
think they're
like
crazy. I just think that Khabib is slightly of a ton of people just because of the fact that he's undefeated, 13-0 in the UFC.
that
And
undefeated
for
don't
every
really
person
mean
that they
nothing.
say is confidently ahead of him, it's like, why? I just don't think people can give me a good reason as to why DC's ahead of Khabib, to be honest.
Because he's
But
double champ.
double champ, fair enough. I get that he's double champ.
Knocked
That's
out
fine.
Stipe. Is
Yeah,
Khabib
he knocked
knocking
out
out
Stipe
Stipe?
and he lost to Stipe twice as well.
But it
And
wasn't like the second fight for sure. Stipe like made that.
yeah, he was a little older in the third fight.
Yeah,
I get
but
it.
even the third fight, like when I watched it live, like I haven't watched it back
But I
obviously.
also think, yeah, I
I
get
don't
that he's
remember it
double
being that
champ. I get
crazy
that he's double champ.
non-competitive. Yeah.
No, I understand that. I understand that. But at the same time, it's like he has a bunch of L's too, and his wins outside of the one win over Stipe, and a couple of middle wins he has in the UFC, they're not that amazing. Like he doesn't have the craziest resume.
I mean, Khabib's
Like
striking,
people,
bro. Let's this is MMA, right? Sure, we understand he got wins, but let's look at Khabib's strike. I even say Islam better than Khabib, bro, because it's like, what is his
skill
striking,
wise,
dude? Dude ain't
skill
got no
wise,
like.
yeah.
It looks terrible. It look like people say Sean Strickland's striking look terrible. Like, are we saying Khabib's striking?
I
It
mean,
look
yeah.
terrible, dog. I mean, the
No,
flying
I
knee or
get that.
whatever. The
I get
flying
that.
knee or whatever he did against Gaethje was kind of cool, but like, dude, this shit striking is trash, bro. And let's wrestle, let's wrestle. Like, they don't even. Islam is more well-rounded. He's better than Khabib in my eyes. He just is. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
better skill doesn't mean he's done more based on resume, and that's my
He will
argument.
do more. Ain't nobody
Okay,
beating him
I
right now,
think
man.
so. I
He
think
will
he'll
do
pass
more.
Habib. I think he will with his next
Easily,
win. Yeah, I agree.
easily, man.
But I'm gonna get the next guy in here because
For sure.
we've been talking for a while. But I appreciate you coming on.